everybody, it's me Stacey here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and it is time for Saturday with Stacey, YouTube number 213. Today we have a fun YouTube for you. I love working with this product. Actually, I love working with all the products. I love both the companies that we're featuring. They make my heart happy because they just do. I'm really excited to bring back Find It Trading to Scrapbooking Made Simple. If you know anything about them, if you remember several months ago, they did some very exclusive kits for Scrapbooking Made Simple. Stacey 1, Stacey 2, Stacey 3, that's what they named the kits. They even wanted to put my picture on the packaging, and I'm like, no picture. They put our logo, which is woohoo, but my picture, not so much. So they do these beautiful kits, and they're out of Holland, and I met them in Germany. The company name is Find It, and I was so glad that I did find them because working with them has been a pleasure. We also have Faber-Castell because I work with Gelatos a lot, and that's because they're versatile, they're inexpensive, they're easy peasy, they give you so much bang for your buck. But I talk about some things that you can do with them, but I don't think I've ever shown you those things. I'll be using them for something and I'll say, oh yeah, don't forget you can use them as a mister, or oh yeah, don't forget you can use them as a wash, and I never do it. So I had a couple people email and say, could you show us what you're talking about? And I thought, oh yeah, I can do that. So I'm gonna do that today. This YouTube is perfect for everybody. It is perfect for the beginning crafter who has never seen anything before. This is totally achievable. You can do this and you can look amazing doing it. This is for the intermediate crafter who's been around a while and every now and then want something a little easier peasier where they can kind of add their own to it, because you can add your own to this stuff. And then it's for the most experienced crafter who's been out there, who knows more than me. And there are people out there that I just marvel at. It's like, oh my gosh, you are so creative and so innovative. And so this is a YouTube for you as well, because you can really take this stuff up and you start with simple, but you can add and embellish and paint and do your own thing to where you really have created your own work of art. It is amazing. So that's with Find It and Faber-Castell. I have Winner Winner Chicken Dinner to talk about, and I have a quick story to tell. So if you are not interested to hear if you are a Winner Winner Chicken Dinner, and if perhaps my stories are not for you, I understand. I do not get offended at all. I understand I am a talker, yes, but that's who I am. Then this would probably be a good time to hit that fast forward button and zoom right on through until you see me scroll down. And then I'm starting the actual class today. So if I don't see you, I'll see you on the other side. And if you're still with me, well, wahoo. Okay, Winner Winner Chicken Dinner. Last week was YouTube number 212. I released the Simply Refined flip side collection, the Christmas flip side collection that had the coordinating stamps that also worked with the last set of flip sides. And in fact, all the flip sides are meant to mix and match together. They're phenomenal. I'm really happy with them. I had a card, I think we posted it on Instagram. One of our local customers who was able to come in and purchase the set and take it home came back and they brought me a card that had nothing to do with Christmas at all. It had everything to do with Halloween, and she used the Christmas set, and it was stunning. It's on our Instagram, and it was, I think one of our customers, her name is Barbara. So I was just so pleased with she just made something beautiful. It made my heart happy. But anyway, these winners from last week that I'm announcing today, that's what you've won. You've won the entire collection of the Simply Refined, the Flipside Christmas collection, including the matching dies and stamps. So I have two names. I hope this is Cruz. I'm guessing that this is Cruz. Nancy Cruz. Nancy, if that's you, wahoo kachoo. I think it's Cruz, C-R-E-W-S, Cruz. But you know why I'm questioning it? Because that kind of looks like an H. I don't know if you can see it, but we're gonna go with Nancy Cruz. Woohoo, kachoo! Nancy, you have won the entire collection of Simply Refined the flip side Christmas collection, including the coordinating stamps and die sets that will work with both collections. Now, our other winner, is Doris. But Doris, is it Doris Cote? Doris, I love you. You've been a customer for forever. God bless your pea-picking heart. And I never know if it's her last name is spelled C-O-T-E. Is that Cote? No, it's got to be. I hope I'm pronouncing it right, Doris. But you're also a winner chicken dinner. Congratulations for you. I'm so excited. You've won that entire collection as well. So how are you going to claim your prizes? It's really easy. Just go to scrapbookingmadesimple.com. Go to the link that says winner and follow the directions and send us your email the way you're supposed to send us with the information we need, and we will get your prizes out to you just as quickly as possible. Yay for you. You both are going to have happy mail. Now, how do you become a winner chicken dinner at Scrapbooking Made Simple? Super easy. You just have to subscribe to our channel. You have to click the red subscribe button. My son wants me to be 100,000 viewers, 100,000 subscribers, because then you get some like silver icon from YouTube, and he wants me to have that so desperately. So I said, it's going to be a few more years, honey. So hit the subscribe button, watch this YouTube, and then post a comment on this YouTube. As long as your comment is kind, we will approve it. And if you don't see your comment right away, give us time, because I have to go in there and I have to approve them. So hang tight. I'll get them. Everybody who leaves a kind comment goes in for the drawing. And then we have a random software that randomly picks winners. They pick our winners for us, and then we announce them. And you just never know when it's going to be your turn to win a prize at Scrapbooking Made Simple. So congratulations to Doris and to Nancy. Don't forget to claim your prize within 30 days, okay? Don't forget, you don't want it to go into the unclaimed prize bin. Oh, that's a big bin. You wouldn't think that there would be that many people, but trust me, there are. Okay, so I told you that I also have a story for you, and I'll try not to take too long to tell it. But for those of you who follow me for a while, and maybe you're brand new so you don't know, my house burned down. There's really just no other way of putting it. We had a house fire, and it's not like the whole house burned down. It was an attic fire. And so like the outer walls of my house, if you were to drive by it, you'd probably say, oh, look at that lovely home. Well, I think it's a lovely home, but then again, I own it. So you would say, look at that home. And it doesn't really look like anything's wrong with it until you open your car door and you smell the smell of smoke. Oh, it's awful. And it's still there, and I don't know if it's ever going to go away. So they started the demolition, and they keep demolishing, and they keep demolishing, and they keep going room by room saying this room's a gut, that room's a gut, this room's a gut. Well, I'm going to tell you, there aren't many rooms left. There's 2 bedrooms left, and a bathroom, and that's about it. So the rest of the house has to come down. And I'm like, at some point, from an attic fire, you would not believe, from an attic fire, yes, it took out basically the entire house. And I keep wondering, when are they going to say, we're just going to demo the whole thing? I'm waiting for that. But at any rate, so through the fire, the past couple years has not been the easiest time. I mean, we've had lots of hurdles to get over, and lots of obstacles and lots of challenges. It has not been the easiest time. And even as late, even just a few days ago, I was questioning why this is happening. And this isn't meant to be a sermon or preachy, but I wonder, God, why? What have I done? There has to be something that I have done to deserve this. From my brother trying to steal my dad's money, to my parents, and the fire in the back, and the air conditioners here, and the fire. The fire at the store, the fire at my house last year on the exact same day. It just seems to just keep coming. And you're not supposed to question faith, because that's what faith is. Faith is believing in something you can't see. Faith is believing in something you have absolutely no tangible reason to believe in. And you're not supposed to question faith, and you're not supposed to question God. But I'm going to be honest with you. Sometimes I just sit there and I look and I say, why? And I wonder what I did in my life, or that has led to what is happening. And I know that I know better, but sometimes you're just human and it just happens. So this is where the story comes in. So I met my husband when I was 13. He says 12. I don't remember that. Definitely 13. And he was 17, and we were in high school together, and we didn't get along at first. And there goes the phone again. So I hope somebody picks it up soon. It's downstairs. Oh, good. They picked it up. So we didn't get along at first. I didn't think he was very kind or nice, and he thought I was just annoying. Well, I was 13. I probably was annoying, but over time we became friends, and he lived right down the street from me, and I didn't want to take the bus, and so I made sure I was friends with him because that meant I got a ride to school as opposed to having to take the school bus. Well, I turned 14, and he was turning 18, and his parents at the time really didn't want us to be friends because that's a big age difference when you're 14 and 18, and now looking at it, there's obviously hardly any age difference between us, being that I'm going to be 49 and he's a little older than that. But at any rate, it was getting close to his 18th birthday. And he always wanted a Porsche. I don't know what's with boys and their cars. I don't get it. I'm not a car girl. So he had, in their garage, he had like posters of cars, and he always wanted a Porsche 928. And I didn't even know what a Porsche 928 was. And frankly, I really didn't care, but don't tell him that. So he was turning 18 and I'm 14. I don't have, a lot of money to spend, and I wanted to get him something. And so I went to our local toy store and I found a Matchbox car, a Porsche Matchbox car. Didn't know if it was the right one or not, but I bought him for his 18th birthday a Porsche Matchbox car. So, the ones that kids play with, they're like $2.50. And on his 18th birthday, I mustered up the courage to give him that present. Well, Michael and I, we stayed friends all these, through years and years, and it took a while for us to get, for him to come to realize that I was right, that he was supposed to be with me. Guys can be a little slow that way, but I knew I was right, and he'd marry me one day. I never let him forget it. And I was surprised. I was surprised that he still had that little Matchbox car when we got married. Now, I was 26 when we got married, and he still had that little Matchbox car. And that car stayed on his desk for years, stayed right next to his computer for years. So I'm going to be 49 in October, and I gave it to him when I was 14. That tells you how long. Now, the fire happened right above his office, and the fire department, as diligent as they were to try and move as much personal possessions as they could, they had to get the fire out, and that was the most important thing. And so his office was pretty much ruined, and all of the things in his office were pretty much ruined, and most of it ended up in the dumpster. The fire department got most of the debris out, and it just went straight into a dumpster. We didn't even see what happened to it, including his little Matchbox car. And he was a little heartbroken, and I was a little heartbroken, because when you hold on to something like that for so long, it means something to you. And so about 4 days ago, Michael was at the house watering the lawn. Can you believe this? The city of Santa Clarita says they're going to cite us if we don't keep our grass green. I thought we were in a drought. And on top of that, there's no water at my house. So anyway, he's trying to keep our grass as green as possible so we don't get cited by the city. And he walks over to the planter that's over by the trash. And he looks down. And there, on the ground, in the planter, was his Matchbox car. The one I gave him when I was 14 years old because I couldn't give him the real thing, but I wanted to give him something. Now, it's a little worse for wear. The windshield is cracked and the paint is chipped, but I don't think it matters at all. I don't think it matters not one bit. The paint is gone from up top. It's just gone. But somehow this little car made it through. And I took a picture of it and it's on my phone because I think that whenever I start to question why and start to doubt my faith, well, I think this was God giving us a sign that maybe things are gonna get a little cracked and they're gonna lose a little paint over time, but what really matters will always be there for you. And this really mattered. So we're all human, and I try not to doubt my faith. And this just really helped a whole lot. So there's my story, that you just never know when a little something is gonna wind up in your hands that you thought was gone forever, just to give you that extra little oomph, that little reassurance, that little comfort. Everything else is gone. But I couldn't have asked for a better find, and it was just laying there in the planter. So when you have to, when you doubt, sometimes and everybody's going to doubt, but then things show up and they remind you of what's really important, and that things can get dinged up and dented, but it's still going to be okay. So yay, I have to give this back to him. He did not want to give it to me today. Anyway, that's my story, and I'm really happy that we've moved into our rental house and we finally get to bring Dog to the rental house. We haven't had Glinda for almost a month, so Mom is doing fine, everybody's doing fine. Anyway, we're gonna get started for today. I'm gonna tilt on down. I'm gonna show you the make and take that is going on right now, if this is Saturday morning, show you what everybody's doing downstairs, and we're gonna get started. And it is me, Stacey, at Scrapbooking Made Simple. Believing in her faith again. All right, down we go. Okay, so let's see, what do I have here? Okay, so if you remember, Find It makes these great kits, and I'm going to show it to you, but the first set of kits, they were square cards. And I said, oh, square cards cost more to mail in the US. I said, can't you do, yeah, there we go. Can't you do like an A6 card for us, or an A2? That way it doesn't cost any more to mail, really. Well, wouldn't you know it, they did it for us. Look at how beautiful is that. And I'm going to show you how to do this. But I also said, ooh, wouldn't it be nice if they came with envelopes? Because the first sets didn't come with envelopes. Now the envelope is a little bit big, but they don't really do this size over in Holland. And bless their pea-pickin' hearts for finding us envelopes. You get an envelope with each card, so it may be a little bit big, but that's okay. You can decorate it and it will be fine, and it comes in the kit. Now, Find It does 3D decoupage, and they do these do and dot kits. Is that what the other do and dot kits? Dot and do? Dot and do is what it, dot and do. And I'm going to show you how to do all of that. They're very simple. All you really need is some Stacey tape, some adhesive. You need a pair of tweezers, and you need some pop dots. And really, that's going to be all that you need to get this done, because everything else is going to come in the kit for you. So I'm going to pull one of them over just to give you an idea of what, well, this is the make and take. I'm going to open this one up just to give you an idea. Each kit, now there's 8 different kits, and each kit comes with enough product to make 3 cards. So this is the make and take everybody's doing downstairs. So you've got a decoupage sheet that has 3 different centers for you, 3 different what they call toppers. And then in the kits you get, you're going to get all that you need to do all 3 cards. Now this is the make and take kit. So this has one of the dot and do cards. You would get 3 of the cards, and I'll open a package in a minute because you do 3 different cards. So here's your card base. And can you see the design? Can you see how this design is printed here? So you would get 3 different card bases. You get all of the amazing peel-offs to make it work for all 3 cards, and then there's extras left over. And then they give you 3 pieces of paper that you can score to make your card base and your envelope. So each kit will make 3 cards. There's 4 kits in each bundle. That means in each bundle you can make 12 cards for about $2 a card. Really, $2 a card. They're really wonderfully priced. And if you're teaching, or if you have a craft group, or you get your ladies together for a once every month crop, this is a great thing to pass out to them to have them play with, because it is that simple and that fun. Now, the first thing I want to show you real quick before we get into the gelatos is just how easy it is to put these together. They're numbered, and they're color coded. So you've got numbers on all of these, numbers on all of these, and then numbers over here. And those numbers tell you what order to put them on top of each other. You're talking on top of each other. Yes, this is not American decoupage where you use Mod Podge and you rip up tissue paper and things like that. This is more European decoupage where it's paper layering. And what they also did for us is they punched these out. So these became die cut. Originally, their decoupage you would have to fussy cut. Oh, I'm not good at that. I mean, to sit there and cut all of this is more than I can do. I'm gonna need to put my glasses on. So that you always start with number 1. Can you see the number 1 there? That's the first one I wanna punch out. Easy peasy. Now, I'm gonna punch out my number 2. And my number 2 lays on top of my number 1. It doesn't lay entirely on top. It's only part of the full image, but it lays on top. And what this is going to allow you to do is use pop dots and make a 3D looking embellishment. Now, I'm not going to put too many of these down just for time's sake, but I'll get some of these down. These are teeny tiny pop dots, and these are by our friends at Do Crafts. And they've got dimension to them, but they're small enough to fit in very tiny spaces. Love their pop dots. I'm just gonna take off the little tape, and then I'm gonna line them up. See how it's a mirror image? I'm gonna line them up and pop it down. And I've created my first layer. So there's a layer and there's the embellishment. But then I'm gonna pull number 3. Pop that out. So you can see there's really no scissors involved. There's no mess involved. Kids can do this. Beginning crafters can do this. Just everybody can. And you can keep them very simple, or you can really jazz them up. It's up to you. Take a few of my pop dots and get them down just so you can see. Now, can you use my adhesive foam? Sure you can. You can use Simply Define's adhesive foam. The pop dots are a little bit easier, I think, because you're not cutting anything and they're the perfect size. And I'm just taking the tabs off the top of them to expose the sticky. And once they're sticky, I'm again going to marry it up. Now this has even less of the original design, but I'm going to marry it up because it's a perfect image. And now I've added another layer to my dimension. So now I've got 3 layers. But I still have one more, 2 more. So they're counting 4 as 2. So I've got this little flower and this little flower. So let's put a few pop dots on the back of this guy. I think that'll do. And you just line them up. So while you're sitting in front of the TV, this is easy peasy. While you're on a plane, while you're traveling, you can be doing these because the kit is all self-contained. All you need are your little pop dots and some tweezers. You don't even have to build your cards until you get where you're going. 1, 2, and I'm going to pop just that piece over here. And now I've got 4 layers of dimension. 4 layers of dimension, and it's so pretty. Now you can use this just as an embellishment on your layouts. You can use them on mixed media. You can make these, oh my gosh, how pretty would these be if instead of building a card, because you have to score it yourself. How pretty would these be if you took and you cut this into a strip, make a circle out of it, put this on top, and use these as napkin rings for the holidays. They're just lovely, really beautiful. So much that you can do with them. You can decorate vases with them. You can make table settings. Instead of making something this big, a card, you could cut this down and in half and do a little table, the name placement, your seating at your table. I'm having a hard time getting that word out. And have their names there, because you will get with each kit 3 different flowers or 3 different styles, and in each bundle you get 4, so you're going to get a total of 12. So that's how we start using the Find It kits. And the decoupage, again, is super easy because it's just a punch out. No more having to sit there and fussy cut. But then, what if you wanted to add a little something to it? I grabbed the Nouveau, the Snowfall Nouveau. This is a glitter that dries like that and doesn't have a ton of bling to it. It's got sparkle, not sparkle. So, and it dries almost instantaneously. And you put just a little dab. It's like that hair gel, Bristol, I think it is, years ago. A little dab will do ya. And you just put it right onto the flower. And I didn't even put a little dab on every petal. I just put it on some of the petals because I can take it and it goes such a long way. And it's going to add just a little bit of bling without it being a overly sparkly bling. So pretty, just a little bit there and a little bit there. You can see I used very little. See those 2 little dots? I'm going to use those 2 little dots to do my whole flower. And because this is different than a standard glitter glue, I'm not sure what Tonic Studios puts in this, but these are already dry. Can you believe that? That's already dry. And it just adds a little bit of sparkle, a little bit of shine without it being, whoa, so darn pretty. And again, kid friendly because it dries almost instantaneously. You're not gonna have to worry about brushing your arm against it and it smearing anywhere or it getting all over anything. So then we have their dot card. And it comes pre-printed, and each kit has 3 different dot cards. And you can take and mix and match. This one fits beautifully in there, but it's not done. That's where the peel-offs come in. Now what I like about their peel-offs, and that's what these are peel-offs. What I like about their peel-offs is that when they do the design, they never use the same shape in two different colors so that you get confused. If you see the little leaves, you're not going to have a red that's shaped that way and a green that's shaped that way. Only one color will be shaped that way. If you see the little swirl there, only one peel-off set is going to have that exact shape. So you're not wondering if you had the same shape on more than one. Well, is it supposed to be green? Is it supposed to be purple? They've made it super easy for you so that you don't have to worry, are you doing it right or are you doing it wrong? And all 4 of these peel-offs are going to do all 3 of your cards. And each card has a different design. And then you're left with extra to do with as you see fit. Oh my goodness gracious. So, the little leaves. First thing that I do is I always take the backs off because it's easy for me to see. So I gently remove the back because for me, I'm just going to cut this. For me, now I know some of you are going to say, don't throw that away, I'd use it. Trust me, after the make and take, I'm going to have tons of them. For me, it is easier to see this than it is to see this. Oh, Mr. SMS has got to fix that light for me. It's easier. Now, I lost one here, but that's okay. You've got plenty. It's easier for me to see this than it is for me to see that. And that's true with any peel-off that you purchase, whether it be from Duty or Elizabeth Crafts or the Find It. If you peel off the back, sometimes it's easier to see what you have. Then I take my fussy tweezers. Of course, I didn't go all the way down to the cute little leaves. And yes, you absolutely could cut this up and do something with this. No question about it. I am not. But now I've got these darling little leaves. And all I have to do is the bend and snap. Do you remember Legally Blonde and she did the bend and snap? Okay, so I can't do it if I'm not looking at you. I'm sorry, I'm weird that way. So she did, so Elle was showing, I forget her name, but the UPS guy was super cute. Super cute. And she did the bend and snap. Bend and snap. Well, you have to remember the bend and snap when using peel-offs. Why? Because the easiest way to get the peel-offs off is to bend back the liner and they just kind of snap straight up. I don't know if you can see that, and I'm out of focus, I can tell you that already. Can you see how they just kind of snap up? Then they're easier to grab. Really, honestly. Okay, so bend and snap. When you're using a peel off and you have a little, they're small and you've got to get them off, do the bend and snap. And you just keep bending that liner back. Okay, so back down. So I've got them bend, and you see how they're snapping up? See how they snapped right up? And then if I don't want them, oh, I just popped one. If you don't want them done, then you just lay it flat back again. But the bend and snap, easiest way, because then all I have to do is just take it right off, bring it right over here, and put it right down. They've already given you the template. You don't have to figure it out. You don't have to draw it. You don't have to do anything. Oh, I found the one that came off. All you have to do is follow, kind of like Granimals. They just made it very simple for you. And they've given you ones that go, the little tails go to the left, and they've given you ones that go to the right, so you don't even have to guess about that. And you just follow along. Easy peasy. So I've got my first 4 foiled right there. No foiling machine needed. No, right there. And now I've got 3 little berries. My guess is that the berries are going to be red. So, and they are, there's the little circles. So I'm going to peel this up. Just gently peel this back. Oh, I did that without losing any of them. You've got this piece to do something with. And now I can kind of bend back and just have those little guys pop right up. Bend and snap. Oh, those are the too small. I need the bigger size. So I'm gonna bend down a little bit further and find the bigger size. I needed the bigger size berries. So I'm going to bend down and those guys are just gonna snap. Snap right up. So then I can grab them. But if I'm done using them, I just lay it flat again, take the crease out, and I'm good. But I want to use some of my berries. So look at easy peasy to grab them. So super easy. So let's go 1, 2, 3. And since I've already got them up, I'll do the other side. 1, 2, and all I'm doing is following the template that they already gave me. 3, and now I've got berries on both sides and my leaves on one. Okay, it's gonna annoy me not to have the leaves on the other. Oh, and those came right off on my hand, so let's go 1. Fussy tweezers are really a good idea if you're going to be doing these. Now, if you already have fussy tweezers, rock star, you're good to go. If you don't have fussy tweezers, we sell ours for $2.99, which is a stellar price on tweezers. They are very fine tipped. They are not meant to pry things open. Look at how fine those tips are. They're meant to help you in crafting. Not to pry things open. You can bend the tips if you try to pry things open with them. Okay, so now I've got them on both corners. I don't know why I'm not getting a zoom in. Oh, there it goes. Now can I get in there? Slowly, step by step, inch by inch. I used to watch the Three Stooges when I was little. Yes, I totally dated myself. Okay, but then you've got these fabulous pieces in here that you find them and you just layer them. It's that simple. They even give you the cute little stars. Let's see if I can find them. So where's that little piece right there? Oh, that's this piece. So this little piece right in the middle. There we go. I have to wait for that green thing to come on. That little piece in the middle is right here. And the only place you're going to find that shape right here is on the green. No place else. That way you can't get confused. And if you don't want to do all the tiny, tiny little dots, well, I get that. Some people just use a little bit of Stickles or Nouveau to do the teeny, teeny, tiny dots. Okay, so I've got these two this way. Now I need to get the other ones going the other way because they do give them to you both left and right. Bend and snap, and off it comes. Oh yay, and that one should do this one right here, and it does. And this one should do this one right here, and it does. And then it has a black dot in the middle, And I'm going to guess that they want, I didn't get that one all the way on. So then I bet that they want the little teeny tiny red ones to go in the center. Oh, how super cute is this? So they make it so that anybody can do this. Any level of crafter, any age. No scissors necessary. Oh, I moved it. Oh, now it jumped. Okay, let's get another one. Good thing they give you lots of extras, because by the time you're all done, you're still going to have little blings to play with, little dots and dashes and shapes to decorate something else with. There we go. Okay, so I have started. And when I'm all done, I put that right in the center. And what you end up with, and Yvette didn't even finish this one. If you notice, she left some of the lines plain. I did my green lines right here. She didn't do hers. So you can leave some of the lines just as lines if you don't want to do the whole thing. But oh my, are they beautiful if you do. And remember, they give you the card. You don't even have to buy a card base. That fits it perfectly. Wait till you see all the samples I have to show you. They're beautiful. But they even give you the stars. Look at, do you see the stars on Yvette's? You get a whole sheet of nothing but stars and lines. Oh my gosh, all the extras that you get are wonderful. But I wanted to take it up a notch. And I wanted to show you how you can do that using something you might already have. So I have it here again. This time I'm gonna play with my gelatos. I've got a gelato. Now normally we would take a baby wipe and wipe over this. Let me grab a piece of white paper and do that just so you can see. Normally with a gelato, how we most often use them is to make backgrounds. And I'll just take a baby wipe, the cheapest baby wipes you can get. You don't want the expensive ones. They're not as good. Go to the dollar store and buy the baby wipes. Normally, we take a gelato, which is almost like a coloring crayon, but you don't color with it. Put some color on our baby wipe. And then come over and blend. And gelatos are meant to be blended, so I could mix and match color in there. I could add a different color and blend it in and just make it fabulous. But that's what gelatos do. They're very easy to use, and you can get them as dark as you want them. You just keep adding. It's not hard to do. A baby wipe. So I've got a background going here, but what happens if, let's see, do I have I don't know what color blue this is. It's got a little yellow on it. That's because I used it. I use yellow with everything. Let's see if I take a little bit of blue and throw my blue on top of my purple. Gosh, it almost made a periwinkle. Can you see where I've done the blue versus just purple? They blend beautifully. They really do. They're a lovely product. It's Faber-Castell, so you know it's a high quality product. They really do specialize in fine art types of mediums, but fine art only means the quality. Not that you have to be a fine artist to use them. It means the quality that you're buying. And Faber-Castell, they are made of that quality. They're beautiful. Let's see if I put a little yellow over the top. Oh, not so sure about the yellow. Well, I don't know. Maybe I like the yellow. So they really do just blend into each other and blend into themselves. And you really can't make mud. It's really hard. But what I wanted to show you is instead of using a baby wipe, I wanted to make kind of a soft wash to go all over, and just a gentle soft wash. And the easiest way to do that is to take your gelato, put it right down on your craft mat, kind of goes down like lipstick. Take a mister or some water. If you've got a little thing of water, you can dip it in. But if you're dealing with kids or a class, this is easier because it makes less mess. They can't accidentally spill it. Put some water right down onto it, and you're going to make a paint. Now, the more water I add, the softer the wash is going to be. The more gelato I add, the darker my color is going to be. And let's add even more gelato to it. Now, gelatos go a very long way. One tube, I think that they're about $2.45. One tube is going to last you a very long time. So they're very economical. I wonder if I can get it darker than that. They give you a lot of bang for your buck. So I've got 3 tones out of 1 gelato, and I could have gone really light. Let's add a lot of water and mix. I could have done like a hint of color. A hint of color. Look at how light those are in comparison to what I started with. Look at how light that is. Just a hint of color. So it's all in the same tone and in the same hue because you're using the same exact product again and again and again. But by adding water, you can change the saturation. And it's so pretty. So I wanted to show you that you can do this. I'm going to mix all of this together. I think I'll add a little bit more water. You can make a wash for the back of your card base. What happens if you don't want it to just be white, but you want it to be pretty and consistent and light? Well, you just take your gelato and literally just paint right over your card base and make a very simple wash. So those of you who have had gelatos and have only been using baby wipes with them, oh, there's so much more to be done with gelatos. And I'm keeping the color light so that I can still see my design. But I just wanted to add a little something more to it. Now, the paper that they use is beautiful paper. It's going to curl when you get it wet. When you let it dry, it will flatten out. But if you don't want to wait that time, if you want it to flatten out right away, take your mister and mist the back of your card. Okay, see it flattening out all by itself, although I don't want it to get into that one. There you go. See it flattening out all by itself? If that freaks you out a little bit that it's curling, all you have to do is turn it over and let it do its thing. Got a little green on there. A little green tail. Can't have that, a little green piece of the stem. Okay, off we go. And now I've made a beautiful soft background. It's not as bright white, not as stark as the white. Goes beautiful with my purple. I just need to let it dry, and then I can start layering all of my beautiful elements on it. I can start putting all my detail in here. And do you want it darker? Well, I could have made it darker. That's possible. All you have to do, like I said, is add a little more gelato to your water base. That's the wrong lid. To your water base, make it a little darker. Maybe I just want my corners to be a little darker. Maybe I just want my corners to be a little darker. A little more gelato, a little bit of water, a little bit darker. Then I can take my brush, clean my brush off, and then just kind of blend it in. Just kind of blend that darker in so that my corners are just a little bit darker. A little aged vintage look to it. I did not know this phone was turned on. And all I did was age this a little bit. Oh, I've got a big piece in the back there. Let it dry. And then you can start working with it. Somehow I picked up a big chunk of gelato. But you have options. You can do this. And it doesn't, I mean, it can be with any color of gelato. So what colors do you already own? If you've got primary colors, well then you can blend them and mix them to make your own color. Or I could have done it with red. We've got red gelato. Put a little bit of red down. Get my little spray bottle. That way we can't make a mess. Go in there. And go around. Edging it. As opposed to using an ink. This gives you a little bit more of a watercolor look than a typical ink would give you if you were edging. And then I can go in there and just kind of smooth it out. Just kind of smooth it out and play. I'm going to leave that center almost all white. Let's put a little more water right down so I have some water to play with, because water is what makes it move. I'm going to leave almost that whole center white and just add a little bit of the red. And then I could go in and decorate and put my red in the center, my red embellished. Ooh, I like this one. I could build my three-dimensional, and if that's still too much white for you, well, add a little more gelato. Aww. Oh, had it upside down. Add a little more gelato, add a little more water. And if you want it a little more red, go in and do a little more red. You really can't hurt it. And the paper that Find It has put it on allows you to go in there and add the water without destroying the paper. It's really nice. Now eventually it is paper and it will break down. There's no question about that. But for the most part, you can really get in there and do beautiful, beautiful things. Oh, I picked up a big piece. Oh, see? Picked up a big piece. It's because I hadn't dissolved it nearly in her all the way. I'm just going to blend that big piece out. Because you can, because it's gelato. Oh, and then I picked up some blue. I can blend that right out. You have options. There's things that can be done. They're just beautiful. This one's almost dry. Just beautiful. And it adds that little softness to it that maybe you didn't have before with the all white card. Adds a little bit of softness to it. But then I've also talked about gelatos being used as a mister. Okay, so this is where some of you may go, not for me. Well, do you already have gelatos? If you do, you might as well know what they can do. You can take a gelato. I'm going to get rid of some of this water. I don't want nearly, okay, so this is filled with water. I don't want nearly this much water. Sorry, Mr. SMS. I want a little bit of water down at the bottom. Oh, I have to hold it still. Then maybe my zoom will catch up, but maybe not. There's a little bit of water down at the bottom. You can take your gelato and grab your fussy scissors or whatever makes your heart happy. You can shave off a little bit of it, just from the top. We're not saying shave off a ton, shave off a little. Get it into your bottle. Have you played with mists before? Have you never played with mists before? Did you know you could make your own mist using your gelato? So I didn't shave very much. I mean, it takes just a wee bit. And then you get it to the bottom. Now remember, I didn't add a lot of water to the bottom. There's a reason for that. I'm going to take a stick or the back of your paintbrush or whatever you've got going on, and I'm going to get in there and I'm going to stir that really well to get it to dissolve. Get it stirred up really, 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 really well. That way, it's all dissolving. Then I can take my big mister, and like I said, you want to create as little of mess as possible. I can just spritz right into it to add some water. Give it a good shake. And remember, the more water you add, the lighter the color's going to be. Let's grab another piece of paper. Let's see what we've got. I made my own mist. Made my own mist out of a little bit of a gelato, a tiny bit of a gelato, and very little water. You want it lighter? Just add more water. Give it a shake. And now I'm lighter. And I could go lighter and lighter. So if you haven't played with mists before, because you don't know if you're going to like them, or you never know where you're going to want to use them, but you have gelatos, all it takes is a couple misters. And you've got mist. You don't have to go out and buy anything. You've got it. Just get a few mini misters. And you don't need a lot of them either, because you can clean these too if you didn't like the color. But it's a good place to try and play and do. I have this one in red. So now I've spritzed on top of it. Not that I might want to spritz on top of it, but how do I know I don't want to spritz on top of it? Because then I can still go in and see my design. I can still see it. So I can still layer everything on top, go back in. You should wait till it's dry, but go back in and find. I've got my leaves. So I can then go back in and add all of my detail, but I've changed the whole look of the entire card by adding the background, by changing it. I changed it with just using a simple wash of Gelatos, but then I even did more when I spritzed it. And you have to know that when you're doing this, you gotta give it a moment. You gotta try. You gotta see what's gonna happen. I know lots of people will get so far and then they will just stop. They'll say, oh, that's not what I wanted. I cannot find this one. Where is it? There. They will just stop. They'll say, that's not what I was looking for. Finish your card. Let it be beautiful. Finish it. Most people, when they're done with it, say, oh, that looks so much better than I thought. So if I layer these on top, and I was to put my card down, and I had a red background, red paper for my background. Of course, I just put it in my purple. Let's wipe that up. And you just layer it right on top. It's not a full image, so there's going to be dimension coming out. That's the whole point of the decoupage. Then I have this one. Give yourself a chance to play. Being that you're getting these for about $2 a card, you can't even go to Hallmark and get cards for $2. I don't even know if Walmart still has their 94-cent cards. But if they do, they're certainly not like this, all dimensioned out and beautiful with foils, and they're just not. Take off my little tabs. All the while this is drying. Layer right on top. To make my dimension, my number 4 is just the simple flower. It's my last thing to add. A couple of my dots. Now, there's 940 pop dots on this sheet here. So a sheet goes a long way unless you do 42 pop dots per layer. And some people do, and since they're only, I think, $1.50 a sheet, you go right ahead. You pop until your dot is happy. So I've now made all of my layers. All my layers, which I can then put on here and continue to decorate. And you've got a totally different look, a little more rustic, a little more mixed media, a little more playful, and versus the one that we did in the beginning, which is a little more clean. Both of them are great. They all are fabulous. They all will look beautiful. It's just a matter of what makes your heart happy. And do you already have product that you can use to kind of make them your own, to kind of change them up and make them your own? And if you do, well, try. You never know what you're gonna like. And I guarantee you, maybe I'll have one of the girls finish this card and have them put it together. That piece comes off. There we go. Have them put it together so that you, maybe next time I can show it all done up with the red background on a card base with all of the beautiful elements going on. How fabulous it looks. With a background you would think, not so sure. Give yourself a chance. And then if you want to just add a little hint of something, you just take the Snowfall from Nouveau. It is a glitter glue, but it is a glitter glue that dries like that. And brush it on. Just use your finger. It's okay. It just adds a little something without it being too much. Not sure if that's coming through or not, but hopefully you can see it. It dries so fast. Let's see, what do I have? Do I have this here? So if I were to put some here and move it around and put some here and move it around, okay, it's almost dry. It's almost dry. It's got a little bit of bling going on, a little bit of shimmer, a little bit of shine, but it is almost dry. Within a minute, it's dry, which is nothing like a Stickles, which takes a long time. And then, because I did this, I could then take this and die cut flowers out of all of this and make beautiful die cut flowers. Because I've spritzed my page, I've made my own pattern paper. Why not? Try. You want to add a little more purple? I think this one's even darker. Oh yeah, same gelato. Same gelato. Just more gelato, less water. Sure, why not? Same gelato, less water. And then I can put that in the center. And then I could do all of my decoration around and just kind of zhuzh it up. All right, so what did we do today? Well, we played with gelatos, which is really important because I know I've talked about how you can make them into a mister before, but you didn't really know how to do that. So I wanted to show you how to get that done. And it's just scraping off a little bit into a mister, and you want very little water at the bottom so that you can take something in there, a stir, a coffee stir would be perfect. And just kind of mix it all up so that it dissolves, and then add your water to it to the level of intensity or saturation that you want, because one gelato can give you everything from super light to super dark, all out of the same purple gelato. So we talked about making backgrounds, we talked about misting with them, we talked about doing just a very simple wash across, very light, very elegant, very subtle, but looks fabulous. It looks absolutely beautiful when you just do a very light wash. And all that takes, again, just a little bit of gelato on your craft mat, some water straight to it, a flat brush that hopefully doesn't have purple in it, mix it up, and just go straight across and just add a beautiful soft wash to it. Just to tone down the whiteness of the paper. Maybe you want to do something a little different. Oh, that purple's coming through. Just a beautiful soft wash. Can be done. Easy. And like I said, lots of you already have the gelatos. I know I need to move on, but I hate not finishing something. Okay, so almost. I'm sorry. Okay, we'll use it later. Okay, so we talked about the kits. I'm gonna open one of the kits just so you can see what's in it. Okay, gosh, I wanna get this really clean. I'd hate to put the lovely kit down and then have it purpleized. Okay, I think that's good. All right, so here are 3 cards from, is this Stacey number 10? Okay, so Here's one of the samples of what you can make. So this card and this card and this card are all in the same kit. You will be able to make all 3 cards all out of the same kit. They give you the background to make your card base from. They give you all of the dots and the dashes to do all that beautiful peel off foil detailing. They give you the 3 decoupages to punch out. So here it is. So here's the sheet of foil decoupage to do the 3 centers. And here are the additional elements that you will need. So you've got the 3 different card bases, the patterns. Hard to believe that this started like that. Isn't that beautiful? That's what's underneath there. You get your 3 envelopes, and then you get all of the peel-offs that you're going to need to do all 3 cards plus extras, and you get your 3 card bases to score and to make your actual card from. It's not just a mat, that's your card base, all in one kit. So we've got 8 kits for you, and we've bundled them 4 kits and 4 kits. So this is, that's Stacey number 10. Here we have another kit. This is the Christmas Classics. So here's another card that you will get in the Christmas Classics kit. So pretty. And that's this kit right here. Then we have the cards that I was playing with today. So we've got the purple, all done, all finished, all the foil. We've got the red with the ornaments at the bottom. All done, all finished, all foiled. Look at how pretty are those. And then the last set that comes in this kit we've got the roses, we've got the holly berry, and one more set of rose. I want to do it this way. Yes, this way. So all of these cards, all of them come in one kit. Gosh, do I have enough room? All of these come in one kit. You can make all of these for about $2 a card. The kit retails, this one retails for I think $31, and we're doing it for $23.99. One, two, three, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. I'm missing one. I am missing one. Where did I put it? Well, shucks, I'm missing one card, but that's okay. You get the gist. All of that comes in this kit right here. Retails, oh, I was right, $31.99, on sale for $23.99. And it's exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. But we have one other kit. Let's move these out of the way. They're so pretty. Maybe I counted wrong. Okay, so the other kit that we have is a little more rustic. The colors are a little more muted. Nope, I was right. There's the first card. Look at how beautiful is that. Oh my gosh, I love this one. Love, love, love. Just love, they're so pretty. So this all comes in the nature of, is it the nature of Christmas? Yeah, the nature of Christmas. Just beautiful. So those are the first 3 cards. Second set of cards. And again, you don't have to make cards out of these at all. You can use these all for embellishments in your scrapbooks, your layouts. Second set of cards. I just love the nature aspect to it. So pretty. Look at this one. Oh my gosh. Now I picked these, so I hope you like them. They said, what kind of sets are you looking for? And I kind of gave them an idea of what I wanted. And I picked the decoupage sets, but then they designed the outsides. They did a beautiful job. So the next 3 cards. Just put a Merry Christmas right there, or a Happy Holidays, or a For You. So pretty. And then the last 3 cards. Oh my gosh, this is such a stunner. I wish I could say that I designed them, but I didn't. They do an amazing job. Find It Trading is just beautiful. They really know how to do pretty. And then the last card of the set. They really know how to do pretty. So again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, this one goes this way. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. All 12 cards. Oh, what did I do? Uh-oh. All 12 cards. I want to zoom. There we go. All 12 cards for $23.99. So that's $2 a card. And they're just magnificent. Absolutely, truly gorgeous. I hope you like them. Gosh, and I hope that you see how else you can use gelatos and how you don't have to keep your backgrounds white if you don't want to. Play. If you already own them, play with them. If you don't own them, yes, of course, we'll have them on a YouTube Yummy. Absolutely. And they'll be 30% off. The gelatos will be 30% off. But I think these are just stunning. Just stunning. And I love this one too. I think I love them all. Okay, so it's me, Stacey. Well, now I'm definitely gonna tilt on back. It's me, Stacey. Where are you gonna find all of this great product? Easy peasy, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, or come to our retail store. Then you can take it home right then and there. Scrapbookingmadesimple.com, you're gonna look under YouTube Yummies. That's where you'll find we're gonna do the gelatos, we're gonna do the mini misters, we're gonna do the nouveau. If there's only one thing you can buy, this is pretty rock star. I'm gonna tell you, this is pretty amazing. You're gonna be really happy with this. If you're on a budget, because you can color this too. You don't have to keep it white. This is just rock star. So we'll have the nouveau, the gelatos, the Find It exclusive to SMS kits, and they put our logo on them. See, I'm very proud of that. I can't remember what else we're gonna have on the YouTube Yummy, but I didn't use any scissors. I used some tweezers. I used some tape. All you need is adhesive and tweezers, and you're good to go. That's all you have to do this and make them come out beautiful. And then if you want to bam them or zhizh them, well, then you can. You have options to do that. But for this price, holy smokes, artichokes, you're going to make some stunning cards, and people are going to rave about them. And you don't have to tell them that you followed a pattern. They don't need to know that at all. Just smile and say, thank you. All right, it's me, Stacey. I have to take my little Matchbox car home to Mr. SMS Michael. And thanks everybody for staying with me and hanging through this YouTube. And I hope you had as much fun as I did. I will see you next week. Bye.